If you're in the market for the top ASIC miners, look no further than AsicMarketplace.com. They have some of the best miners on the market in 2025. To name just a few: Bitmain Antminer L9 and L7, the 𝐓𝐵𝐾𝐬𝐻 DG1+, the Canon Avalon A15 XP, and many more. And home miners, AsicMarketplace.com has you covered as well. The 𝐓𝐵𝐾𝐬's DG Home 1, the Bombax EZ100C, the Ice River AL2 Lite, and many more. Finally, 3 big reasons I like AsicMarketplace.com. First, the price on their website is to your door. Shipping and import tax is included in the price. Second, they accept cryptocurrency as a payment method. And third, I've been working with them for over 2 years and never had a bad experience buying from AsicMarketplace.com. Go check out AsicMarketplace.com today and use my discount code to save $100 at checkout. Hello. What's up, guys? See if this camera looks okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's double check here. So in chat, please let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I know the audio is not going to be the best in the world. I've tried to rigged up some stuff. So let me go in chat. Let me know how it sounds. I got this weird setup. So like my laptop, so it's a pretty badass laptop. Has like an i7, has a 3050 in it. I bought it specifically for editing on the road, right? But like the camera in it is awful, and I never really like tried it out. This isn't even the camera. Now, granted, camera comes down to a lot with lighting, but like I tried the camera and it looks bad, like really bad. So I decided to log into StreamYard with my phone. So this is actually my phone. So I have my phone hooked up with my Rode Wireless Go mic, you know, and then I have it hooked up to a lapel mic because I have a lot of that stuff with me in Nebraska right now, if the title says. And then I have my monitor behind, or my laptop behind it with the chat. So I appreciate your patience. We are on, the hotel internet's terrible. Like 0.5 down, 0.5 up, not even. What is it about like US based, like US infrastructure is terrible. Like this hotel, why do we have such bad internet in the United States? I really don't understand it at all. But anyways, we're on my 5G T-Mobile cell phone, and we are live streaming to you guys from a hotel in Nebraska. So how's everyone doing today? How's things working out? Anyone work on any really cool projects today at home with mining? Would love to hear about it. Absolutely. Geek of all trades, you got to carry a Cat 6 cable with you. They might have a jack in the wall. Can you imagine how like, oh man, I get you. Geek of all trades. I did see you're streaming in a little while. I don't know that I'll be live in 2 hours and 45 minutes for a good handoff. But I definitely will keep that in mind for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just wild. Camera is terrible. Laptop is too far. Internet sick. Sounds like a good plan. That's right, Dom. We're just making do with what we got, you know. We'll stream until the battery in my cell phone dies. That's kind of our game plan, I guess, at this point. We'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, so hanging out with you guys today here. Hopefully the echo's not too bad. I'm like in a corner as well where the desk is at this hotel room. All good, dude. Expect to see you in the stream then. Anyways, that's right. I got nothing better to do. I'll be hanging out, listening, getting some work done, which is good. But yeah, it is cold in Nebraska. I don't know if anybody in chat is like the Midwest, but it's cold. I actually left yesterday, believe it or not, Friday morning. Oh, it's early morning. It was like 4 a.m. Left at 4 a.m. And flew to Chicago, and there were a lot of delays in Chicago. A lot of delays in Chicago. Leaving, landed, and then had to wait like 45 minutes on the tarmac before a gate was available because I guess there was some snow and stuff like that. And then even leaving there, like I landed and like hustled from like C terminal to B terminal to then catch a flight here. And even after I got in the plane to come here, I sat for an hour before the plane even took off. And then I come to Nebraska and there's like no snow, but it was cold, like really cold. Woke up this morning, it was 13 degrees out, and that's without a wind chill. So this is the coldest it's been recording anything in any mining farm tour I've done. This has absolutely been the coldest for sure. If you guys saw the thumbnail, I got my Bitcoin beanie on and everything. Let's see, catching up on chat here. Antminer BTM L9 mining. Not sure what that means. Something about the L9. Do you get AL3 hobbyist miner? I bought it. I'm waiting for it to arrive. Nothing comes in stock from any of these vendors. So like you buy it and you still got to wait until the end of the month. So like I'm waiting. It should have shipped any time between the 15th and the 30th. So I'm waiting for it to arrive. SGT, hello, it's cold here in PA. Yeah, I was talking with my wife and kids back home. They got snow, which is awesome. I think that's really sweet. It's getting down to 9 degrees there tonight. That's good because then I can check my shed to see how it's performing. I made a whole bunch of changes actually. Monday's video, you guys will see that. Made a bunch of changes in my ASIC shed to keep my intake wall above freezing. So we'll see how that makes out. You were in my neck of the woods and didn't give me a heads up. Yes, because I literally had like off my plane and onto my next plane in under an hour. Leave me alone. What's the time on Nebraska? Nebraska, it's 1 hour behind here. So it's 6:14 p.m. Been single digits in the AM here in Nebraska, so be ready in the morning. Yeah, it's cold. But I brought like full snow. I brought my full snow boots, like my winter jacket, hat and gloves, and I'm really glad I did. Really glad I did. Like there's no sneakers. Like I didn't bring any sneakers, anything. Just boots is what I brought, for sure. What do I think about upcoming 𝐷𝐞𝐻𝐼nr? So I saw the stream that Panda had with 𝐷𝐞𝐻𝐼nr was abysmal. Not on Panda, but like. That is a great example, and I don't think Panda can disagree. I think he's actually on vacation now, so good for him. A lot of these manufacturers and companies think they know what they're doing with marketing and with streaming and with videos, and it's abysmal. I would love to see them stop trying and let YouTubers, content creators, and stuff handle things. You like could barely hear Panda with their 𝐷𝐞𝐻𝐼nr stream. It was just like two women on like couch setup. It was really wonky. Anyways, I saw the 𝐷𝐞𝐻𝐼nrs and I see we got a variety of different 𝐷𝐞𝐻𝐼nrs coming out, including home miners, which I think are awesome. I am all about competition in the scene, especially with script mining as it's developing very quickly. You know, script mining is really going to have a lot on it. I'm so thrilled. I got my L9 and it's already up and running and I'm already hashing even now during this little dip. But for any of you guys that are like experienced, like this is one of many dips that you will experience, and that shouldn't let you go, oh no, I shouldn't have bought the L9 or I should not have bought an AL3 or an L7. Like guys, it's a little tiny dip. We're back down to 97. Now, the altcoins had a little bit of progress today, which was good, but like expect these little dips, but continued upward trend, especially if history repeats itself. January and February are going to be wild. Absolutely. Bitmain Antminer L9 from Holland. What's up, dude? What is going on there? Namir next. Yes, the L9 is awesome. I highly recommend you guys buy one. I got my L9 from Terra Hashes. That's where I bought mine. Same thing with my AL3. So definitely check it out. Check it out for sure. Gregory says 140 terahash. I'm not sure what's 140 terahash. What's up, Golden Wolf? How are you, man? Good evening from Seattle. I bet you Seattle, it's cold right now too. Fire sale, buy more crypto. Yeah, I mean, hey, I always like to buy the dips, especially with Bitcoin, because like it's so funny to me. Like the other week, like when Bitcoin dipped down to 90 or whatever, before it went to 108, it was like, oh, it went to 90. So I'm like, great, I'll buy a little bit of Bitcoin. And then it goes up over 100 and to 108. And I'm like, great. Now, granted, we're back down, but we're still up. That's the nice thing, is like, just look for these dips. I want 100 L9s. Listen, if you can afford 100 L9s, we're talking about a different narrative here entirely. Absolutely. XRP, yeah, what is XRP at? I'm set up on this single monitor setup here, so I'm not going to swap screens. But what is XRP at? Because, man, XRP was looking really good in my portfolio recently, for sure, which was nice. Good evening. What's up, Mining of the North? How are you? We are on Twitter. Sorry, I'm like angled to the side here, looking to see how things are going on Twitter. And we are on YouTube as well, kind of doing that fancy, as I look around this thing, that fancy multi-streaming that all the young millennials are doing. Yep, the casting couch. Yeah, there you go. How do you mine XRP? You can't mine XRP. XRP is not a proof of work coin. So you can go ahead and some platforms like Unmineable, you can mine one algorithm and then select to get paid out in XRP if you're interested. That's definitely an option, but you cannot mine XRP. Yes, very much so. All right. What XRP should I buy? What is it? XRP? Like, I don't know what you're asking. So yeah, I need to get some dinner tonight. I went to a place today for lunch with the guys out here at the Nebraska farm that a robot delivered your lunch. That was really cool. It was just like this little robot scooted out from the kitchen, beep, pulled up to where your table is, beep, and it's like, please take your food, and you take your food off of it. Yeah, it was cool. I'd never seen that before. I saw like one person working the counter and a chef, like a cook, and that's it. And the cook like puts it on there and then sends it out. So like you order from up front, you know, it was cool. It was cool. Definitely cool. Did I pick up a DG1 home yet? Yes, I actually already have one, and I've had one for a few weeks now, actually for well over a month now. And yeah, it's been awesome to run. Geek of All Trades, if you watched my videos, you would have seen I actually released the first video amongst our circles on the DG1 home. Yeah, it's really sweet, really, really cool. Go check it out. I have a full video on it, and I'm very happy with it. I mean, it is absolutely silent. We tested. It's as advertised. It's super reliable. Literally, I plugged it in, haven't touched it. I mean, I check all my miners on my pools every day, and it just works. It just works, which is really cool. Hobbyist, you getting cheap power? At my house, I'm at a 10 or 11 cents now. Just really having challenges with power companies right now recently. On my ASIC shed, I'm currently at, I'm waiting for it to get locked in for the contract, but it will put me at, I think it's 7.2, a little bit more than 7.2, probably 7.5, in that regard, because with Pennsylvania, you have your delivery, which is like half a cent because of commercial. So you're actually charged on your demand charge, which with ASIC miners, they're all on all the time. It's not like they're on, off. So it's pretty much the same. And then on my supply side, I'm waiting to get locked in at 7.2, but it's only for 6 months. Unfortunately, the only way to get cheap power is jumping suppliers every 6 to 12 months and looking for deals. That's the only way you can do it. I was on power discussions. I got screwed over by a company, absolutely screwed over by a company, a supplier called New Wave Energy. I spoke with them. We were looking to lock in like 6.9, which looked really, really good. They put me on a like temporary plan, like a promo plan, which was like 5.4, which was amazing. Like kudos to them. I wanted to go with them, worked out great. Went ahead and asked them to re-quote it 3 months later because they put me on this like promo plan, which I really appreciated. That's why I went with them. They went ahead and I reached out to them, said, hey, let's get this locked in. I'm eager to it. Guy's like, great, I'll get you a contract on Monday. Didn't hear anything Monday. Waited, called, emailed all week. Didn't hear anything. Called the guy's cell phone and was like, dude, what is going on? Like, I am trying to lock this in. Let's do this. And he's like, all right, let me get it back over to you. Like, great. Sent me an email, not even a contract. It was an email. And it was like, oh, we can do 7/1 because prices change for 6 months. And I'm like, dude, what in the world? I'm like, what happened to 12 months? What happened to like 6 something? Like, oh, well, prices change and blah, blah, blah. So finally I was like, okay, well, I need something. Let's just lock this in for 6 months, 7/1, let's do it. And didn't hear from him. Finally, I emailed him and I'm like, dude, your company has till end of day and then I'm done. Like, drug me through the mud, never heard anything, never emailed him back, nothing. Like, it was terrible. It's a company called New Wave Energy. The guy was really cool. I've been talking with him for months, nailed things down, and he just like went from like fully available to like ghosting. So I don't know if he was like, I don't know the whole deal, but yeah, it was a real shame with electric, because electric, I quoted out, like, I talked to all different suppliers. I talked to different brokers, having them put together pricing. It's just, yeah, Pennsylvania it's wild for electric for sure. I did see that one. Let's see here. I did see the one you put out. So many videos. Can't remember them all. Come on, Geek Wall Street. I expect you to watch and remember everything. They must be delayed on getting our DG home unit shipped. No, so my understanding was they ship in January, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me look here. I can actually see. I'm reaching over trying to bring up my Telegram because I did speak with them. Let's look. My last, what is the guy's name? Because I had asked them about it the other day. Oh my gosh, I just thought of the guy's name, and now I can't remember it. There it is. Okay, let's see. We will start shipping by mid-December based on, what is FIFO? So it's always been December. So in December, it looks like. December's like the time period, pretty much, is what they're saying. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like December. Yeah. First in, first out. There you go. Oh, is that what FIFO is? First in, first out? I've never heard that terminology before at all. New Wave screwed me too. I canceled my services 4 days before my contract ended with them. And the last 2 days, they charged me 28 cents per kilowatt hour. 2 days was, that's insane. Yeah, like I can't, it's really interesting. So like I talk with these suppliers and it's funny because like I speak with them and I'm like, listen, like I'm using 54,000 kilowatt hours. Now for us home miners, like 54,000 kilowatt hours is a lot, right? It's absolutely a lot. It's an entire 400 amp service used, at least 80%, a little bit more than 80% of it used. So when I speak with these people, I'm like, listen, I use 54,000 kilowatt hours. I use over 650,000 kilowatt hours a year based off of that average. If you actually add that out in Pennsylvania, the average is actually 876 kilowatt hours per household per month. So when you think about that, 876 kilowatt hours is what everyday households use. Why is it not like a huge home run for these people to be like, hello, like 56 or no, 7, what is the math there? Let's look here. I thought I knew the math before. 54,000 kilowatt hours divided by 876. That's 61. So when I'm speaking with these suppliers and I'm like, listen, and I'm negotiating with them, I'm like, I do enough electric for 61 homes in Pennsylvania. Wouldn't you think they would bend over for that opportunity to be like, wow, I just locked in a deal with 61 homes worth of electric? Like you really got to put pressure on these suppliers and play the game for sure. And I was actually speaking with PPL, which is the delivery company in Pennsylvania, but they also do the supply. I mean, I had an hour drive from my hotel to the mine. What's up, Cody? And from the hotel to the mine this morning. So I was on the phone with the power company and was speaking with them and their suppliers to be like, hey, you know, what options, what programs do you have? And the best that they could do was 9 cents. And I was like, you're not even competitive. Like 9 cents is not even in the world that I'm in. Like literally what I told the person on the phone. They're like, oh, well, we can lock in 9 cents and 9. I'm like, sorry, like I'm looking for 6, like 6 or 7, you know? I'm just like, it's not going to work. Like, and that's just the hard part about Pennsylvania having delivery and supply. That's the really hard part about it is like, and if you're residential and you're in Pennsylvania, the delivery is tariffed at 4.9. It's absolutely insane. Like, that's the hard part. So that's why I literally spent $12,000 to put in a commercial service at my shed, because then I'm on demand charge. And so when you do the math with my current electric, it's like half a cent, which is awesome. But that's only half a cent is where you start with that bill. But you got to pay to play. Like not everyone's got 12 to 15 grand sitting around in order to do that for sure. Yeah. 6 cent winter rate here in Omaha. That's awesome, Brad. Good for you, dude. I was at the Omaha Zoo not too long ago with my son. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. You guys are at 7 cents. That's awesome. Yeah. So in Pennsylvania, you play this game where those of you guys that have gotten in the game, many of you guys have, you can rate shop your supply side and you can jump. I could be on one supplier this week and then jump to another supplier the next week and another supplier the next week. But suppliers have promo deals. So like you can go ahead and go with one supplier, but you can only ever be with that supplier once. Once they have your account number, you can never go back to that supplier in a promo deal situation. And there's new suppliers that pop up all the time. So you can go with one supplier for 3 months, then another supplier for 6 months. If I go back like summer, spring, the suppliers were actually looking at 12-month contracts but they're not even contracts. They're just 12-month periods that you could go with them. So you could really play the game for sure. Panda, great question on Panda. I thought I saw a tweet that he's actually on vacation. So I think he's on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So I think, I don't want to speak for him, but I think his live streams and videos and stuff will be up in the air for sure. But a lot of suppliers though have started to get smart. And if you read their actually terms of use, they say you can your historical 1-year average can only be 13,000 kilowatt hours, which we eat through that easy with 54,000 in a month. Oh yeah, Santana Electric. Yep. Some of these companies, they really they screw you. What they do is like you submit to be on their plan. You can do it all online. Then you get an email that says like, here's your, you know what to call it, confirmation agreement. They don't call it contracts, agreement. So they give you your agreement information. And then you're like, okay, cool, I'm good. And then you get a phone call and it's like, hey, Mr. Hobbyist, we were looking at your historic usage and you don't apply for this plan. And it's like, okay, and like, because you have too much electrical usage, so this plan doesn't apply to you. And then I'm always like, okay, great, good to know. And I'm like, I use enough electric for 61 homes. That's the size of a neighborhood. What plans do you have? I don't know. I just have a list of people I need to call for cancellations. It's like, oh my gosh, like, oh, it's terrible. Let's see. Catching up on chat here. You're in the dead center of Nebraska. Power here isn't terribly cheap. Yeah. Let's see. How dare you talk about Panda here? Yeah, right. There you go. Let's see. That's crazy because it gets a lot of their power from all those wind farms where you are. Yeah, in Nebraska. Yeah. I've been looking at solar, way to stay off the grid. Yeah, see, I don't want to go too much into solar because I've talked about this a ton on my stream. Solar is a good option if you're looking at small home box miners, or you're looking at your 100 watt ice rivers, or you're looking at your crazy efficient like jazz miners. That's it. And that's it. I'm going to be completely frank with you. If you're looking at GPU mining on scale, you're looking at full-size ASIC miners, you might as well take your solar and just throw away your money. I'm going to be honest with you. If you do the math, in most places, you need 33 panels for one full-size ASIC miner, and you also aren't going to be able to mine with it at night. Like, solar is not efficient, guys. But if you're a home miner and you're like, hey, I'm running my little box miner that I got, great. It's going to cover your house electric and it's going to cover your little box miners. But the second you decide to scale, you might as well just throw out those solar panels. I don't even calculate my power with solar because I eat through it so quickly. It's just not worth it. Yeah, I mean, seriously, Studios has a great, you need enough solar to cover a football field. And at that point, why even spend the money? Take the money you'd put into solar, buy full-size ASIC miners, and have them hosted somewhere else for 8 cents, 9 cents. Like, yeah. Unless, as I said, unless you're going to mine from home and you're going to only run super small little rinky-dink miners, like 100 watts here and 250 watts there and 300 watts there, like, then fine, that makes sense. But the hard part about solar is the fact of the upfront capital for solar is not this cash cow. You haven't found some magic way to like earn crypto for free. And I'm not trying to shit on it. It's just that like the mining, like it just doesn't logistically make sense from a financial perspective. That's all. I think eventually the solar, so this is a great one. Brad says here, I think eventually the solar tech will be efficient, but not the stuff available right now. Great comment to bring up. If you ever watch Elon Musk talk about putting solar on the Teslas, and will it ever be able to charge the Teslas entirely? He's said no. The solar, the sun, is not powerful enough to do that, is what he has said. It'll never be that option because it comes down to surface area. So that's something to keep in mind as well, is if it'll never be able to charge your car entirely, what makes you as a home miner think that you're going to have these 2,000 watt solar panels or something crazy like that? Is Med still a power supplier in PA? My uncle used to work for them. It is, but in certain areas. So the company that provides electric in Pennsylvania, the delivery side, there's a few different ones. There's PPL, Med, and one other one way towards Philly. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. They're a supplier of their delivery is actually, yeah. The hard part is efficient panels. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with me. Like with me with solar, like I had solar before I got into mining, and now it's just a wash, you know. There are multiple factors for solar. However, you would need too many batteries in order to supply, that much solar. Very good. You would also need a football field to keep the charge. Yeah, it's just financially, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's what I tell people. It's just like, take the money and go ahead and invest it into full-size ASICs and have them hosted somewhere. He used to run, the high power lines. Wow. Cody put me on the HobbyistMiner. What's up, Ben? How's it going? So anyways, we are in Nebraska. We're in a hotel room right now. I actually just finished up recording earlier today at the mining farm. I flew out yesterday, did a quick tour of the facility in Nebraska, and then went ahead and today went ahead and actually did everything, did all the recording, everything like that, got everything done. Dude, I even got a chance. So I brought my drone. I remember to bring my drone along, some really cool drone footage, and I actually flew the drone inside the mine. So you guys will get to see that. That'll be pretty cool. Derek here says, welcome to Nebraska, to where I live. Awesome, dude. Did you bring appropriate clothing? I did. I did bring, I listened to the crew here. Absolutely. Winter boots, winter jacket, hat, and gloves, for sure. Yeah, good to go, which was nice. HobbyistMiner, I work for a solar manufacturer, not an installer. Got it. Yep. Yeah, I mean, even you should know. It just doesn't make sense. Blood Crow. Like, it's cool. Trust me, I think solar's awesome. It just doesn't make sense, you know? Oh, the weather? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was cold here for sure, but definitely worked out well, which is nice. So anyways, the content from today on the mining farm here in Nebraska, it's a Bitcoin mining farm. Won't give too much details, but the video will be out the last week in December, actually, which will work out nicely. I actually have a short coming out tomorrow here, just a quick little short, quick little preview, and then later this week as well, which will be nice. Hello from Ohio. What's going on there? Watch out. Don't let the drone get mistaken for one of those flying around. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I did. We flew the drone yesterday because the wind was a lot better. We actually checked the weather. The wind wasn't as bad yesterday. So we did a lot of the drone footage outside yesterday. And then today flew the drone inside on the cold aisle. I even flew it on the hot aisle. It was tough. It was tough because there was a ton of airflow, and the drone did not like it. Like, if you guys have drones, it had the red ring on all sides. It was like, it's too tight of an area, and the airflow, it was really fighting the air blowing out. But we made it work. We made it work for sure, and it should work out well. He's a good pilot. Yeah, we didn't hit anything. Nice and slow and steady, worked out well, which was good. Yeah, I don't know hydrogen be used for power. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I'm actually visiting a farm in February, have that scheduled, plane tickets in Texas, and it is an off-the-grid mining farm. And those are things I definitely want to look more into. So I definitely am eager to share that with you guys, because I think we as home miners are always trying to find creative avenues to mine, right? Especially as electric prices go up, but we really don't know. Like, Trump has really talked a lot about, the first way that he wants to attack the economy is actually through energy. That was like the first thing. I think it was on the Dave Ramsey that he was on, and they were talking about that. And that was a question that Dave Ramsey brought up, was like, all right, you want to affect the economy, the cost of living. How are you going to do that? What's the first thing you're doing? And Trump's literally first comment was addressing the energy crisis and cost in the US. So I'm like, okay. So I'm eager to see, like, what happens there in that regard. It would be fantastic if we saw rates drop to where we were during the last Trump administration, but I really don't know. We'll really have to see. But I really also don't want to hold my breath and just keep attacking that side of things and trying to find a good avenue. I mean, for me, my goal is really to keep reaching out to suppliers and negotiating costs until I can find a really good partner, because I am looking to open up my third shed location, my largest shed location, sometime in the next year. I want to get that going. I already have the land available, but land doesn't matter. It really comes down to the electric. And so I really need to find a good supplier partner in Pennsylvania so that I can take that to them and go, listen, we're using 650 kilowatt hours a year at my second location. I literally want to triple that at the next location is kind of my goal. Catching up here, those drones flew directly over the main road about an 1/8 mile from my house. I got enough firepower to take it out. There you go. Very cool. Nuclear mini test stations are coming to Nebraska. I think that's fantastic. 100%. I mean, I know nuclear has always been in question, but I think the technology has advanced so much farther that I do think that is the avenue to go for the future, versus relying on coal or, like, listen, wind. And those of you guys that are far left or far super green, like, that's the funny thing for me. Like, I absolutely identify as a Republican, a lot to the far right. However, I am all for wind energy and solar when it makes sense, not forced upon anyone. I'm all for the green side of things, but 100%, like, you need a mix when it comes down to your energy sources, and I am all for nuclear. Nuclear actually has been argued to be super clean. It's just the hard part about nuclear is the fact of disposing of it. That's the biggest challenge with nuclear, but when you're using it, it's clean, of course. Let's see. What home miner for 110? I would get the 𝐓𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐻 DG Home 1 is what I would recommend. There's also a lot of good miners coming out. The 𝐓𝐫𝐿 if you guys saw, the 𝐓𝐫𝐿 L1 was, we saw a live stream of it up and running. So I actually have one of the 𝐓𝐿 coming to me in the next few weeks. Still waiting. They said ships out the first week in January, so I guess we'll be there soon, and I'll be able to actually test that thing out, which will be cool. They just fired back up the nuclear power plant. Yeah, 3 Mile Island. Yep. I read somewhere that Microsoft actually bought it or is paying for it to be powered back up. I'm not really sure, so I'll have to see. We're paying too much for our hydro because of the clean energy BS, because it costs more. Oh, yep. Mine with wind power. Oh, get out of here. Let's see. 𝐷𝐬𝐿 X16Q. The downside is the X16Q, while it isn't really like, and I've seen a bunch of people make videos on the 𝐷𝐬𝐿 X16Q recently. The challenge, and I have 5 of them, so I'm not arguing with them, but it's old technology. The X16Q is old chip hardware, is old technology. 𝐷𝐬𝐿 hasn't come out with anything new, with new hardware, new technology, new chips. Like, it's going to take one of these newer manufacturers, the new kids on the block, to come out with a miner and just blow them out of the water, honestly. Are you only considering sheds or possibly considering a building 3 to 5 megawatt commercial site? Would that take past the hobbyist level? Yeah, I'm definitely staying with sheds. The shed avenue is the shed avenue. My goal is to take like the shed I have now, my ASIC shed, and I want to do 3 times that. So my aim is 100 ASICs. I can get away with it because of the fact that every one of them will have inline fans, one of them will have shrouds. This isn't going to be in a neighborhood, it's going to be in a commercial area, but I'm not looking, I thought about this, and like, if I was to buy a container, I could buy a container from like Bitmain or whoever. The downside is the noise of the traditional ASICs will bring a lot more discussions that I have to have with township, with the neighbors, all that, and this is in a commercial area, neighbors and stuff, versus if I go to the solution I have now, which is shrouds, inline fans. So my goal is literally a skinny long shed. So like a 6-foot depth, but like 20 feet long or even longer. You know what I mean? Like no, I guess we'd probably go longer. But yeah, I'd probably go 30 or 40 feet. So maybe, and have it custom built, is what I would look to do for sure. So, but yeah, like the exact same design is the way I would go. I wouldn't go with like a building and like 3 to 5 megawatts. It's just too far. Like, it's just easier for me to send ASICs for hosting at that point. What's the story with Locotech Company and them? Sounded a bit nutty what they say about. Yeah, I haven't watched Geek of All Trades video interview with them yet. It is in my watch later playlist. Just insulate your shed. That should dampen. Not enough. Insulation doesn't dampen enough. You can't take traditional sound dampening and apply it at that level. That's not how it works. Like, everyone thinks it does. It doesn't work like that. I would absolutely, like, it is worth it to spend $300 in ASIC, do a shroud, and do an inline fan kit. Trust me, the proof of concept in my current shed makes it work. It does, 100%. You can talk in that shed. It's not even that loud. It's not even that noisy. So yeah, for sure. Microsoft is brokering through Constellation Energy to power back on the other 2 units, not till 2028. Got it. Yeah, I don't even think I read either Geek of All Trades that like they're looking to put a Microsoft data center nearby. They're just producing power and then, quote, reselling it to their Microsoft data centers, I think is my understanding. We're going to need it if we're going electric everything. Let's see. Yeah. I got to run. Good catching up with you. Thanks, SGT Fluffy. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming to hang out, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's yeah, we'll see where things go. You know, I would love to like start the process of building everything out for that 3rd location that I'm looking at. I am meeting with some people in the next few weeks, reviewing kind of our thoughts and game plan on that property, kind of mapping it all out. But at the end of the day, it comes down to electric. And so like, you can build the best setup, the quietest setup, but it comes down to electric. And like, you know, electric is a massive cost for sure. I mean, right now, I mean, and granted, versus some bigger scale setups, but like I spend $5,000 a month in electric. Like your electric rate is huge. Like it is insane. And you as home miners, you totally understand this at a smaller scale. I totally get it. Hi, let's see. I am a first-time miner. What machines would you recommend? Talking about electric, it's all going to come down to your electric rate, what you can run there. If your electric rate's high, you don't have good heat management, you can't afford electrical build out, I wouldn't go with a full-size ASIC miner. You could have it hosted though. Hosting has become super, super popular. However, some people will go with just a home miner that you're looking to run at home, quiet, silent. The DG Home 1 is a great miner. The 𝐓𝐫𝐮𝐢 L1 is looking pretty dang good. So you definitely have options. What about partnering with these companies in PA to try to turn their burn off into energy? It definitely depends with suppliers. The hard part is like you got to get to the right person. And that's really the hard part for sure. Hobbyist needs to find a substation with a warehouse next to it. Yeah, see, and even then, like, it's really working with the power company. Like, it's finding the right person. I've even like thought about at some point like reaching out to PPL and like trying to set up a meeting with someone at the power company. The challenge is like when you call in and talk with these people, I hate to be rude, but they're just drones. They're just noise. They're literally just drones being like, oh, this is what my paper says today, that our rate is 10 cents. And I'm like, okay, but who do I talk to about negotiating a rate? Like, who do we talk to about that? Like, I think it's this department, but I'm not like you got to get through all those people is the goal. Are you wearing a tangent ring? No, this is just a rubber ring. I used to have a gold ring, but I got it caught too many times on my finger. So this is just a cheap black rubber ring off of Amazon. It was like $2 or something. Yeah, it works out well. I haven't used my heater in 3 years, thanks to my miners. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love how in my head I want to believe someone has excess energy near a dam, but that's hoping. I mean, the best way to go would be like a hydroelectric dam. Hydroelectric dam with having something local to a hydroelectric dam would be great, and kind of brokering a deal for sure. I don't have any problem about power because I have solar panels. Should I buy for maximum profit? If you go back to earlier in this stream, solar panels are a pipe dream when it comes down to mining. And what I mean by that, we talked about this earlier, so please go back and take a look. Solar panels are great if you want to buy a tiny little small miner, 100 watts here, 200, 300 watts there, and that's fine. But if you want to buy a big boy ASIC, your solar will literally get eaten up in 2 seconds. I would imagine you don't have like we talked about earlier, you need a football field of solar just to go ahead and power a few miners, let alone batteries. So solar is kind of, oh, like I have free power. Yeah, you do till you hook up an ASIC and then it eats it alive. Yeah. Oh, some of your power there comes from hydro. Why don't you try scanning his ring? Yep. There's nothing to it. There's not even any power like etchings or markings or anything on it. It's just a little black rubber piece that's on there, which is cool. Yes. So it is 6:50 here. We'll continue streaming for a little while. We got power in the phone left. We'll be good to go. Hanging out, just shooting the shit, chatting with you guys, which should be good. Yeah, I did put a poll up on YouTube. Let me bring that up. I was curious if you guys bought anything recently. It looks like 55% of you said no, and 44% of you said yes. So for those of you guys that said yes, I'm very interested. What have you guys bought more recently? Oh, there's 10 minutes to midnight. How are you, man? Hobbyist on the scene. I'm catching up on this. Did you bring... Okay, so yeah, chat. Okay, it did come over. I was checking on Twitter to make sure that Twitter did come over to... sorry, I'm trying to look around my actual phone here. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like 137 people are watching on Twitter, which is awesome. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. So it looks like we're over 200 people watching right now, which is great. There we go. I'm just like, I feel like as I'm talking about, my laptop is right behind my phone, which is doing the streaming right now. Thanks again for all your knowledge. I appreciate it. So late to stream tonight. What's up, BP? How are you, man? bought a 𝐓𝐫𝐼𝐻 DG Home 1. That's awesome. You bought another 3070. Very cool. Bought an L3 and a Bombax EZ100C. I think the EZ100C is a good play. I actually am looking to buy. I was thinking about this today on my ride from here to the farm here in Nebraska. I did buy one AL3. I may buy two more. I'm thinking about it. But the Bombax EZ100C, I might buy the full-size Bombax. I think that's just the EZ100, right? I can't remember. I have to look at the models. Because one of them is like the quiet one. I think that's the C. And then the full-size one. So I might go that route as well. I feel like the Bombax EZ models are like the new E9 Pro. Because like the E9 Pro I have, I don't know. I'd like to sell that thing, and I may, because like it's just not doing as well as what it used to. I ran it through the entire bear market though. Bought a DG Home 1 and some AL2 lights. Oh, good call. I saw a lot of people buying the AL2 lights. I'm diehard for script. LTC looks very attractive to me, but I know Doge is the main use. Oh yeah, I literally have all my script miners paying out in Doge. Like I'm not getting Litecoin. All the little shit coins I have it converting to Doge. Yep. Where do you sell your lithium? I don't sell my lithium personally. I've all been stacking it at this point in time. Doing good, real good. Looking forward to seeing a release date for the new 𝐷𝐞𝐼𝐬𝐼 minis. Yeah, I think the 𝐷𝐞𝐼𝐬𝐼𝐬 minis will be great for home miners with the script miners. I think it's a great avenue to go. I'm glad to see we're getting kind of like what's the new like L3, but for at home. You know, I don't recommend you go out and buy L3s. Don't buy miners that make you like less than $1 a day. It does not make sense, like at all, honestly. Like take all that. See, now here's the big challenge. A lot of people didn't stack crypto during the bear market. And so now that we're in the bull market, you guys should be reaping all the rewards. But most people turned off entirely and didn't mine through the bear market. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I wasn't profitable. That's not the point. The point is to stack crypto as much as you can for the bear market. So when you hit the bull market, you're like loving it, right? Everything, all your altcoins are pumping. But if you don't have anything because you powered off, that's a lesson I learned too going through the bear market. So that's where it's like, man, I think a lot of, right now, there's a lot of miners coming out, and it's just be smart with your purchases. The big challenge is finding home miners you can run that makes more than $1 a day. Not necessarily at all. I think it's just willing to spend some of that capital, some of that money that you're sitting on. Now, a lot of people though will argue like, listen, I don't have any money. And so that's also the challenge too. But for a lot of people that have been in mining for several years now, like I gotta ask the question, where's all your crypto? Did you sell it all? Like where is it all? I just got a heavy BC250 rig from PCSC for testing. Oh, you got one of the 250s. Wow. Stack more Caspa. Got it. Listen, I have all 17 of my, I have 17 Caspa miners ranging from a KS0, the original, up to my KS5 Pro. And I have all of them stacking right now. Like I've just been, all of them are running. They've been running for a while and they've just been stacking Caspa. So like right now, Caspa is not looking so hot, but like I gotta wait. And when Caspa pumps, whenever that is, if it's tomorrow, if it's next month, if it's 6 months, I'll probably sell 50% of my Caspa. BlockFi took half. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a huge bummer for sure. Come on now, that's a huge bummer. Yeah, it's just. And I get it. I think so. Lessons learned. If you guys are like thinking like, man, like how do I set myself up for success? You're not going to make money in a year. You're not going to make money in 2 years. Like this is now my first, came in during a bull run, went through an entire bear market, and now I'm experiencing a full, like another bull run again. And number one lesson learned, and this is a hard one, is you need to mine through the bear market and find avenues to do that. If it's with hosting, if it is with spec mining, you gotta stack a lot of this crypto during the bear market. That's the best way to do it. So when you come out of the bear market, you have so much yield. The whole thing about like the bear market is like yield farming, stacking as much of that crypto as you can, so that when you, and different crypto, as you can. So when you come out of the bear market into the bull market, you're sitting in a really good spot. And you're like, wow, this bag of Dogecoin, like think of it. If you had like took one of those mini Dogecoin miners and just ran it through the whole 3 years of the bear market, you'd be sitting in a really good spot right now with your Dogecoin bag. But instead, what a lot of people did was like, oh, this thing's making negative 25 cents a day. I'm just going to turn it off. You're making nothing. You're wasting all that time during the bear market. Now, you could go other directions. You could also buy DCA in once a week, once a month, a few times a day into different cryptos as well. But you got to take advantage of the bear market, and not enough people do. Not enough people do with the bear market. Too many people leave the scene, come back when it's profitable like it is now, and they just don't take advantage of a bear market. Hardware's cheap as anything. Like I got my L7 for $3,000 a few months ago. Now they go for like $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. So I should have bought more. I should have bought more of those for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Caspa is looking like it's going to miss the bull run this time. No, I would disagree, BP. I think Caspa is just not on the same track as your other traditional altcoins. Whatever track that is, I don't know. I don't know why it's not following traditional altcoins. Anyone out there who's going to sit and guesstimate on that, come on now. You don't know anything more than anyone else. However, what I would say is, I just think it will pump on its own time, whatever that is. Just look out for it for sure. I bought an 𝐓𝐫𝐼𝐻. I think you meant DG1 Home. Have not got it yet. I have 10 solar panels. Will it be good? So the DG Home one doesn't use a lot of electric. It's like 630 watts. That being said, on that, your solar panels are like even 630 watts is going to eat up your solar panels. So your solar panels aren't really going to do much. So but the DG Home 1, as I said, doesn't use a lot of watts, only 630 watts. Spec mining has been actually pretty hot lately. So others looking at major coins. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Look, let's pivot back to GPU mining. GPU mining has now become purely speculative. I shouldn't say now, the last 3 years during the bear market and now in the bull market. I talked with a guy the other day. He had a bunch of GPU miners since the Ethereum merge. He's had them off for the last 4 years. He's coming back in and he's like, what do I do with all these GPUs? Chatting with him, it's like, well, GPU mining had to talk through it. It's like, you don't mine for profitability anymore with GPUs. You spec mine with your GPUs. And then, you spec mine a coin, then you move to another one and another one and another one. And then eventually you hope that one of those coins pops off because GPU mining is not profitable. And you could sit here and argue with me all day. Oh, the 4090 makes $1 a day. Yeah, go spend $2,000-$3,000 on a GPU. Why? Why waste that money on a GPU that makes $1 a day? You can make more money with some of these that, as I tell, it's the hard reality. You can walk down the road and pick up more change on the highway than you can with a GPU in one day. It's a really hard reality, but that's the direction GPU mining has gone, is spec mining. You think we'll have 80% crash with the strategic reserve? No, I don't think you're going to have any crash, to be honest with you. Why would a strategic reserve of Bitcoin cause an 80% crash? What's your logic there? Very eager to hear. Please recommend one machine for maximum profit. Does not matter about electricity. The Bitmain Antminer L9. It's $16,000 and it makes anywhere between $45 to $65 a day if you're not concerned about electric. But you probably can't run that at home. Too much power draw, too much noise, too much heat. You'd have to get it hosted probably. If you're getting in now, you're late. I'm in that situation. Only been mining for a year, missed 2 really good years for yield. Focus this bull run is make a bit of money, buy hardware next. Great. Death Valley mining, it's a great mindset to have. Patrick Murphy, you're right. Electricity does always matter. Somebody's paying it somewhere. But yeah, I wouldn't say you're late. I'd say that Death Valley mining, if I was in your situation, I probably would I probably buy miners and host them, or I would buy crypto like once a week and just like DCA in so that you can take profits. But and that's kind of an avenue that I would look at for sure. But I think you're right in regards to like you want to stack coin and stack cash, because the bear market is the best time to buy miners for sure. For sure. It's just a lot of people getting into crypto have like a 1 year mindset of like, I want to get in and I want to buy something that's going to make me rich in a year. And the challenge is that they don't give crypto mining, they don't give buying crypto, they don't give it long enough. They give it a year because they're like, oh, this is my get rich triangle scheme, my pyramid scheme, and I want to be rich in a year. And that's the challenge for sure. DCAing is what I'm doing. My bet is on LTC. Interesting. See, I'm completely opposite of LTC. Like, I don't take any LTC. I don't own any LTC. I put it all into Dogecoin. Not to say your strategy is better than mine or mine's better than yours. I just purely believe that Dogecoin will go up and double or triple before Litecoin will. That's all. Nebraska sucks. Iowa is better. Either way, it's just cold as shit. Okay. But we dressed appropriately, but I think it was the coldest mining farm tour I've ever done. Sometimes it's better to buy a whole bunch of coins instead of mining it. Yeah, 100%, 100%. It all depends on your situation. Greetings from Spain. Welcome, welcome. I bought the Mini Doge 3 Plus. Great. Good for you. Run that at home for the, honestly, plug the Mini Doge 3 Plus in, run it for the next like 3 years. Stack Dogecoin. Crypto is kind of like stocks, but does not function the same at all. And some people may think, yeah, it's really funny. People, I love coming across live streams or videos of people like trying to looking at crypto and trying to read crypto charts, and act like it's traditional investing and like a traditional stock. And I'm like, nope, it really isn't. Like, who did I come? I came across someone's stream the other day, and I literally commented, and I was like, "Are we really trying to read crypto charts right now?" Like, it was really, really funny. Oh yeah, of course, and it's like, no, you can't really sit here and read them like traditional stocks at all. When your uncle calls asking how to buy Pepe, time to sell. Oh, that's funny. I had my mother-in-law the other day be like, "Hey, so how do I go about buying Bitcoin?" And I'm like, I've been telling you this for the last like 4 years, and now when it's 108,000, you want to buy Bitcoin? I'm like, you are kidding me. Yeah, definitely have no issues getting cold here. If someone could take advantage of cheap electric, that would be, yeah, it would be crazy. I mean, that's what I say. It's cold here now. Yeah, I mean, summers I imagine get pretty warm. Please explain spec mining. The easiest way to explain spec mining is you're mining a crypto that isn't worth anything, like zero profitability per day. So you're taking a loss, like you're spending more on electric than the crypto is worth. You're building a bag of that crypto for a week, a month, whatever time period you want to. I'm doing this right now with a crypto called SkyDoge. I have almost 10 million. I've mined them with 12 3070s for just about a month now. I have about 10 million SkyDoge, and I'm going to, once I hit that 10 million mark, if I have already, great. I'll check when I get home. I'm then going to pivot to another coin. And you're like, oh, why did I pick SkyDoge? Great question. So I went on a website called hashrate.no. You can put in your graphics card over there, and you can sort by the most yield. What coin can I get the most of? Not the most profitable, but the most of. And so I'm making several thousand SkyDoge a day. So I'm stacking that SkyDoge, 10 million of it. The second reason was because it literally has the name Doge in it. And I'm like, okay, if it literally if the word Doge has any effect on this coin, and I have 10 million of this coin and it's worth 0.0000 whatever, and it moves a few decimal places, that's awesome. And I will sit on that until it pumps, and then I'll sell it and I'll move on, and I'll get something else. But that coin may literally close up shop and disappear tomorrow. So that's speculative mining. I'm taking a larger gamble because it's not worth anything. What's up, Rude Puts? How are you, man? Come on, it's not Friday. What are you in here saying hello for? Nice to have you, man. Thank you for coming to hang out with us today. Do appreciate it. Let's look here. Sorry, I'm just like looking around my tripod with my phone on it because we're using that for streaming. I got the chat in the background. Yep, Pew Pew Dave, like the name. You looked into Zephyr RPM covered the other day in his 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐿 video. Currently one of those spec coins. Yeah, I mean, I honestly haven't spent any time on it. Any thoughts on Bugna? Cedra, great recommendation. So Studio, if you actually go back a few weeks ago, I built 2 KS 1.5s. Ice River KS 1.5s. You might be like, wait, what? How'd you build it? How'd that go? So you actually take 3 KS 1s that I bought. If you guys remember, I went on a road trip months ago with my son, and I bought 12 Caspa miners. Well, my KS 1s, I took 3 of them. You can consolidate them down to 2 to make them KS 1.5s. It's like not a KS2, it's not a KS 1. It has 1 extra hash board in each one. Those have been running solo mining on Cedra and Bugna. They're both on the 𝐾 hash algorithm, which is what Caspa is on as well. And yeah, you could do that with any of your Caspa miners. And so that's a spec play for me. I'm literally solo mining on both on K1 pool, and I'm just waiting for a pump, and then I'm going to sell that bag entirely. Yep. My wife was telling me the kids yesterday and today back home in Pennsylvania been playing in the snow. We got like our first snow of the season, and I missed it. But yeah, no snow out here today in Nebraska, but I heard they just got it the other week. I was hoping the mining farm tour, I was hoping a little bit the mining farm tour I did today, it would have been like there was snow on the ground, because I thought that would have been cool for the video. All good over here. 2 weeks with Dan Ruggs. Party making whoop whoop. Oh, you guys are trouble. That's cool. Good for you guys. You guys will have some fun. Yeah, I was just talking with Dan Ruggs the other week in Discord. He had jumped in Discord. We were voice chatting, seeing how he was doing, stuff like that. So that's great. That's great for sure. Now, in an hour and 45, well less, Geek of All Trades is live, guys. I won't be live that long. I'm probably going to find some food here in a little bit and then just go to bed early. I got a travel day tomorrow. I am fly out around 11:30 or so back to Chicago. I'll have a layover in Chicago and then fly back home to Pennsylvania. What do I think of Ether? It is a scam. I have the Ether Edge that's been running, doing well. That's really a spec play, just stacking crypto at this point, to be honest with you. Deepin project. Yeah, I think some of these projects, which I think a lot of people have a hard time getting into, is these projects that have some type of larger barrier to entry. If it's some type of NFT, if it's staking of a coin, if it's buying a miner that's super expensive, it's hard for people when, especially if it's a newer project. I'll probably go here, guys, for like 5 more minutes, then head out. It's 7:10 here, 8:10 on the East Coast. So yeah, I'll hang out for 5 more minutes or so, and then we'll peace out. I think some guys do like hours and hours of streams. I'm like, 1 hour stream is good, just enough to hang out, shoot the shit, and chat. We'll get some food, we'll watch a movie, and go to bed. That's like hotel 101 for me. So any last questions that you guys have that I haven't answered, or that you want to chat about? I will be live again on Tuesday from home. Fly back tomorrow. So I'll be live on Tuesday from home for 1 hour time period during lunch break. If you guys are around, love to chat more then for sure. Right? It's Tuesday. Yeah, because that's Christmas Eve. Is that Tuesday? Christmas Eve? Yeah, Christmas Eve. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. Thoughts on hydrocooling for quiet shed mining? The issue about hydrocooling is that you need to end up building out a full water loop system. So like I talk with people all the time that I talked to a guy who bought the other week that bought a hydro miner, got it, and then go, what do I do with it now? Like, and I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, how do I keep it cool? And he thought it was like an all-in-one. Like, he's not the first person. Bitmain is very deceptive. They have no warning on their page that says, like, if you buy a hydro miner, you need to have a full water loop system with radiator and everything like that, and a water circulation system and all. So people look at the Bitmain hydro miner and go, it's cheaper and it does more hash rate. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. And then people buy it and then they're like, wait, I need a full supporting system to run this. Like, they don't get it. That would be the downside with hydrocooling, is that you have to build that out. Hydrocooling, the all-in-one systems like we're seeing with like 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐵𝐿, which is great, which is really, really cool. But it isn't realistic like for home miners at all. I should say that I have seen some home miners tinker. They do sell a water loop system with a radiator for one hydro unit for at home that you can buy. I forget the company that has those. I think it's on Zeus Mining that you can go look, and they have a kit, but like, it's not cheap. Have a safe trip. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. For the fog hashing C1, does the fan have to go outside or can it stay in the garage? I don't think the C1 exists anymore. I think you're talking about the fog hashing C2 kit. C2 is the one I have at home. It has 2 ASICs. Yes, you have to put that outside. So you want to put that you want to put your tank in the garage or in a basement. Basement, no, because then your lines would have to go up and out. You actually want to do like like a garage or a room. I was actually just at a company in Eastern Pennsylvania last weekend and setting up their immersion setup with them. They installed the tanks, they installed the dry cooler, and it's an awesome setup. Like, C2 is a great way to mine from home. And it literally just sounds like a air conditioner outside. You can just put it on like a concrete block or a slab, whatever. I think it's a great avenue to go for sure. Highly recommend it. I have actually a playlist on my channel on the immersion that I did with the fog hashing C2. But dude, I saw the C6 kits and I installed these, and man, it makes me want to buy those. Do you need a 30 amp or a 50 amp breaker for hydro? I have no clue. I honestly do not recommend hydro for home miners at all. Just started following you. Love your videos. They're awesome. Oh, thanks, Nev. Appreciate your support. Is the C2 really loud? Nope, not at all. Not at all. Sounds like an air conditioner outside. I just think the LTC bet will be the perfect storm, since halving should be around the end of 27. Last I checked, I just wish I could mine it more before then. I mean, you could buy into it as well. How's it going, Cable Gaming? Yeah, they're not loud. They're not loud at all. Where I was last weekend, it was an office building, and they took one of their offices, making my camera focus here. They took one of the offices and put 2 C6 kits in there. And they have what's it called? Mini split in there. And the mini split keeps the room around 70, because the tanks do go off a little bit of radiant heat, nothing crazy, but like, they have people working right on the other side of the door. You can't even hear them. That's how quiet the tanks are. And then your outside dry cooler kits, they sound like an air conditioner. They're fans that blow air over a radiator. That's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, you pay more money to do immersion, but it's truly like an easy setup to do for sure, which is nice. All right, guys, I'm going to peace out here. It was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Don't forget, in about an hour and 30 minutes, Geek of All Trades is doing a live stream with a few people. So go over to his channel, check him out. Geek of All Trades, look him up on YouTube. A number of other content creators on his channel tonight. They'll be hanging out, shooting the shit, talking. Feel free to go hang out and talk with them. I'm going to get food, maybe like watch a movie and tune into that and hang out and relax. So I'll talk with you guys later. But appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. If you guys are interested in March, I'm going to be going to a mining event in Fort Lauderdale this year. It's called Mining Disrupt. It's one of the biggest mining events in the U.S. If you're a miner, you're a home miner, you're interested in mining, you're a mining farm operator, I highly recommend it. All the new hardware gets released there. It's a lot of fun, a lot of after parties. Go check it out. I'll give you guys a quick video. I have partnered with them, so check this out.
Mining Disrupt 2025 is just around the corner. and I've partnered up with the team over at Mining Disrupt to help spread the word. If you're on the fence about going, I highly recommend it. This year, it's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been to Mining Disrupt for the last 2 years, and I can't imagine missing it. Mining Disrupt is packed full of fellow crypto miners just like you and me. Whether you're a home GPU miner, a mid-sized farm operator, or a big hosting company, Mining Disrupt is a home for all crypto miners. At Mining Disrupt, you can expect brand new mining hardware releases, a chance to listen to amazing speakers, killer after parties, and a chance to meet your favorite content creators. Grab your tickets via the link directly down below or by scanning this QR code and you'll receive 20% off. I'll see you guys there.